Tom seemed to consider his words carefully. Let's just say she likes to shape people to fit her vision of what they should be, not necessarily what they want to be. Before Eva could ask more, the phone rang, a late delivery requiring access to one of the upper floors. By the time she'd handled it, the moment for questions had passed. That night, lying in her narrow bed at the shelter, Eva thought about Mrs. Walker's offer. The extra money would accelerate her savings plan, bringing her closer to her goal of her own apartment. But Tom's warning lingered in her mind, raising questions she couldn't answer. A week after meeting Mrs. Walker, Eva received an elegant envelope delivered to the reception desk. Inside was a formal invitation to meet with Mrs. Walker's personal assistant regarding the upcoming corporate event, along with a visitor's pass for Walker Industries' executive floor. "Looks important," Tom commented, noting the heavy cream stationery as he brought Eva her now customary evening coffee. "Mrs. Walker wants me to meet with her assistant about that event," Eva explained, still somewhat bemused by the formal approach. "I'm supposed to go up tomorrow morning before my shift." Tom nodded, his expression carefully neutral. "Walker Industries takes up the top 5 floors. The executive suite is on 35. Amazing views. Have you been up there?" Eva asked, curious about his tone. "Part of security orientation," Tom replied. "We have to know the layout of all floors in case of emergency." That night at the shelter, Eva mentioned the meeting to Jasmine as they prepared for bed. "Walker Industries?" Jasmine's eyes widened. "Girl, do you know how exclusive that place is? My cousin's been trying to get an entry-level position there for 2 years. They say the benefits are amazing, and they even have tuition assistance programs." Eva paused in brushing her hair. "Tuition assistance? Full scholarships for promising employees," Jasmine confirmed. "My cousin says Mrs. Walker is big on education, especially for women in tech and business." Sleep eluded Eva that night as possibilities swirled in her mind. If she impressed Mrs. Walker at this event, could it lead to a full-time position? And if Walker Industries truly offered educational opportunities? The next morning, Eva took extra care with her appearance, wearing her best borrowed clothes and styling her hair in a neat bun. At precisely 10 o'clock, she presented herself at the Walker Industries reception area on the 35th floor. The difference between this reception and the building's main lobby was stark. Where Eva's domain was all practical functionality with basic corporate aesthetics, Walker Industries' reception area featured sleek modern furniture, original artwork, and floor-to-ceiling windows offering breathtaking views of the city. "Ms. Winters," a poised young woman approached. "I'm Sophia Chen, Mrs. Walker's executive assistant. Thank you for coming." Sophia led Eva through a series of glass-walled offices to a spacious conference room where several other young people were already seated around a polished table. "These are the other event assistants Mrs. Walker has selected," Sophia explained. "Please take a seat. Mrs. Walker will join us shortly." Eva sat beside a friendly-looking young man who introduced himself as Michael, a graduate student in business administration. Around the table were 5 others, all well-dressed, articulate, and clearly accustomed to corporate environments in ways Eva was not. When Margaret Walker entered the room, everyone instinctively straightened. She moved with deliberate confidence, her silver hair gleaming under the recessed lighting. "Thank you all for coming," Mrs. Walker began, her gaze sweeping the table before settling briefly on Eva. "The Walker Innovation Summit is our most significant corporate event of the year. Each of you has been personally selected because you demonstrate qualities Walker Industries values." For the next hour, Sophia detailed the event responsibilities while Mrs. Walker occasionally interjected with specific instructions. The summit would host over 300 technology executives, venture capitalists, and innovation leaders at the Grand Meridian Hotel's ballroom. The selected assistants would serve as greeters, guides, and general support staff. "This isn't merely serving drinks or checking codes," Mrs. Walker emphasized. "You'll be interacting with some of the most influential people in the technology sector. Impressions matter. Connections made at this event have launched careers." As the meeting concluded, Mrs. Walker addressed Eva directly. "Ms. Winters, a moment of your time, please." The other assistants filed out, leaving Eva alone with Mrs. Walker and Sophia. "I've received excellent reports about your work ethic from Mr. Peterson," Mrs. Walker began, taking a seat across from Eva. "He says you're punctual, efficient, and unflappable under pressure. "Thank you," Eva replied, surprised by the personal attention. "I appreciate the opportunity." Mrs. Walker studied her with that same penetrating gaze from their first meeting. "Your background is unusual. No college, limited work experience, yet you demonstrate capabilities beyond what your resume would suggest." Eva felt her pulse quicken. Had Mrs. Walker somehow discovered her real story? "Sometimes circumstances limit our opportunities," Eva said carefully. "But not our potential." A slight smile curved Mrs. Walker's lips. "Well said. Tell me, Ms. Winters, what are your ambitions? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" The question caught Eva off guard. For so long, her only goal had been escape from Pinewood. Beyond basic survival and independence, she hadn't dared to dream. "I'd like to continue my education," Eva said after a moment. "Business administration, perhaps. And eventually, I'd like to work somewhere where I can make meaningful contributions, not just occupy a desk." "Admirable goals," Mrs. Walker nodded. "Walker Industries has a robust educational assistance program for promising employees. After the summit, we should discuss whether there might be a suitable position for you here." Eva tried to maintain her composure despite the surge of excitement. "I'd be very interested in that conversation." "Excellent." Mrs. Walker rose, signaling the end of their meeting. "Sophia will provide you with detailed information about the summit. I look forward to seeing how you perform." As Sophia escorted Eva back to the elevators, she offered a rare, genuine smile. "Mrs. Walker doesn't extend these opportunities often. She must see something special in you." Eva returned to the main lobby in a daze of possibilities and questions. Tom was at his security desk, and something in her expression made him look up sharply. "How was the meeting?" he asked when she approached. "Amazing," Eva admitted. Mrs. Walker hinted at a possible position with Walker Industries after the event. "And they have educational assistance programs." Tom's expression tightened almost imperceptibly. "Eva, that's great. Just remember what I said about strings attached." Eva felt a flicker of irritation. "What exactly are you implying?" Mrs. Walker seems to genuinely want to help promising young people. "I'm not implying anything," Tom said carefully. "Just suggesting you go in with eyes open. Mrs. Walker's generosity is legendary, but so is her expectation of loyalty and conformity." Eva wanted to press further, but the lobby doors opened, admitting a group of late-working executives. By the time she'd finished checking them in, Tom had returned to his security rounds. That evening, as Eva processed visitor badges and answered calls, her mind kept returning to the possibilities Mrs. Walker had dangled before her. A real job with a prestigious company. Educational opportunities. A path to the future she'd dreamed about in Pinewood. Yet Tom's warning lingered, along with a nagging question: why would someone as powerful as Margaret Walker take such an interest in an uneducated girl from nowhere? The Walker Innovation Summit was scheduled for 3 weeks away, and Eva found herself swept into preparations alongside her regular reception duties. Sophia sent detailed information packets, schedules, and even arranged for all event assistants to be fitted for uniforms, sleek, professional attire far nicer than anything Eva had ever worn. "You seem excited," Tom commented one evening as he found Eva studying the summit materials during a quiet moment at the reception desk. "It's an amazing opportunity," Eva replied, unable to contain her enthusiasm. The networking alone could be life-changing. And Mrs. Walker practically promised to discuss a permanent position afterward. Tom nodded, his expression thoughtful. "Have you told Lisa about this?" "Not yet," Eva admitted. "I was waiting until after the event, in case nothing comes of it." "Maybe you should talk to her," Tom suggested. "Lisa knows the city, knows the players. She might have insights about Walker Industries." Eva glanced up sharply. "You really don't trust Mrs. Walker, do you?" "Why?" Tom sighed, running a hand through his short hair. "It's not that I don't trust her, exactly. Margaret Walker has done a lot of good in the city. Her foundation funds women's shelters, educational programs, tech incubators for underprivileged communities." "That sounds admirable," Eva pointed out. "It is," Tom acknowledged. "But she's also known for being ruthlessly strategic. Nothing she does is without purpose or benefit to her larger goals." "And what's wrong with that?" Eva challenged. Successful people usually are strategic. Tom studied her for a long moment. Just be careful about accepting gifts with terms you don't fully understand. Before Eva could press further, Tom's radio crackled with a security alert from another floor, sending him hurrying toward the elevators. That night at the shelter, Eva took Tom's advice and sought out Lisa in her office. Walker Industries. Lisa repeated when Eva explained the opportunity. That's quite a connection you've made. You know of them? Eva asked, noting the careful neutrality in Lisa's tone. Everyone in social services knows Margaret Walker, Lisa replied. Her foundation is one of our biggest supporters. This shelter receives significant funding from her. Eva's eyebrows rose in surprise. That's good, isn't it? Her philanthropy has helped countless women, Lisa acknowledged. But Margaret Walker is a complex figure. Brilliant, visionary, undeniably generous, but also someone who views the world as pieces on a chessboard. Tom said something similar, Eva murmured. Lisa's expression sharpened with interest. The security guard at Westfield. He knows Margaret Walker. He just said she has a reputation for helping promising young people, but that her help comes with strings attached, Eva explained. Lisa nodded slowly. That's an accurate assessment. Mrs. Walker has a talent for identifying potential in unexpected places. Over the years, she's mentored dozens of young women and men, helping them rise from disadvantaged backgrounds to significant positions. Many now work for her various companies or foundations. So what's the problem? Eva asked, increasingly confused by these veiled warnings. Lisa seemed to choose her words carefully. Margaret Walker believes deeply in her vision for how the world should work. Those she helps are expected to align with that vision. Some find the bargain worth it. Others. She trailed off. Others. Eva prompted. Let's just say not everyone thrives under her particular brand of mentorship, Lisa finished. Eva, I'm not telling you to turn down this opportunity. Just understand what you might be getting into. The conversation left Eva with more questions than answers, a feeling that intensified the following day when she arrived at her shift to find Tom in a tense conversation with a well-dressed man near the security desk. They fell silent as she approached. Eva! Tom greeted her, his voice carefully neutral. This is David Chun, Mrs. Walker's head of security. The man turned, revealing aristocratic features and penetrating dark eyes. He was perhaps in his mid-30s, impeccably dressed in what Eva now recognized as an expensive suit. Ms. Winters, David said smoothly, extending his hand. A pleasure to meet you. I've heard promising things. Eva shook his hand, noting his firm grip and the assessing way he studied her. Nice to meet you, Mr. Chen. David, please, he insisted with a charming smile. I was just discussing some security protocols for the summit with your colleague here. You'll be joining us as one of Mrs. Walker's selected assistants, I understand. That's right, Eva confirmed, acutely aware of Tom's tense posture beside her. Excellent. David's smile widened. Mrs. Walker has an eye for talent. I look forward to working with you. After David departed, Eva turned questioningly to Tom. What was that about? You looked like you were arguing. Just a professional disagreement about security jurisdictions, Tom said dismissively, though Eva didn't entirely believe him. Chen oversees all Walker Industries security. He occasionally thinks that extends to the entire building. The exchange lingered in Eva's mind throughout her shift. There were undercurrents here she didn't understand, tensions and connections between Tom, Mrs. Walker, and now this David Chun that seemed to revolve around her in ways she couldn't grasp. Her confusion only deepened the following week when she overheard a conversation between David and Sophia near the elevators as she was delivering some paperwork to a late working executive on the 28th floor. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment and share with your loved ones. See you in the next video.